last few weeks, the COVID-19 pandemic has changed and is changing the way we live our lives. With the closure of schools and therapy centers, families and service providers in the special needs community have had to change the way they meet the needs of our loved ones. Here's what a few of our service providers and families have to say.
Hi everyone, it's Shannon and Asha from ShaylaVoice, and we're back here with another chat. Today we have with us a very special guest, Michelle from Tots With Thoughts. Welcome, Michelle.
Hey, Michelle.
Hi.
How are
guys?
you?
We're good. We're just making our way through this like everyone else.
Like everyone else, absolutely.
Yep, surviving day by day.
Tell us a little bit more about Tots With Thoughts.
So we are a home-based business. I run Tots With Thoughts right here in my home. It's a chaotic mess right now with my 3 kids home and my husband home. But normally we have it fully set up here. We have our whiteboard area and our free play area and all of our therapy areas fully set up for the kids. We run a small group program here, and then we just pull kids out for speech therapy and one-to-one therapy whenever we have that 10 to 20 minutes to really dive deep into something with a child. We try to offer a lower price for everyone that is affordable for families to pay out of pocket. That's really near and dear to me, as I do have 2 children on the spectrum myself.
Okay.
So I'm all about the affordability. My family was not fortunate enough to get those extra fundings. So I also feel all those other families trying to pay and get that quality therapy for everyone else. So therefore, we run it out of my home to keep prices low.
Okay.
We have a warm environment. We keep it really small so we get to know all the families on a personal level instead of that very clinical feel. We just love to love everyone. So we try to help everyone the best we can.
That's amazing. With your 2 kids being on the spectrum, is this what drove you to start your business, or were you a therapist before?
So I've actually been doing this for about 9 years. I worked with adults with autism for a long time, and then I was working with youth for a few years. When my children were born, I took a little bit of a break, and then when my daughter was diagnosed first, I instantly went, we have to do something amazing. Let's research, let's talk to BCBAs. Let's see who can we throw in here. So we did try center-based, we tried private and home, and I said there's got to be a best of both worlds here. What is it? So I tried to talk to as many people as I can to get the information that I needed to create now what is Tots With Thoughts. So I was just lucky enough to have the background of the information kind of before my child was diagnosed, but she did drive this home for me, and I wouldn't be here without her.
That's amazing. So tell us, being a home-based center, how has COVID-19 thrown you for a loop?
It's been hard, to say the least. We weren't really set up for teletherapy at all. I did connect with parents online through Seesaw, which is a lot of what the kindergartens use, the schools and the daycares use them as well. So I just kind of sent like pictures and a few videos of their kids running programs. So I did update parents that way before. And then when we shut down completely, we jumped right onto Seesaw, doing as many videos as we can to parent train everyone. So I've spent the last few weeks doing tons of parent training. I do a ton of Zoom meetings now to even just check in, wellness check-ins with my parents to see how they're coping. We're currently not doing a teletherapy platform per se, just I love to check in with my families. I do binder drop-offs every week, and I just do what I can here without calling it essentially teletherapy, because I just want it to be parents, go play with your kids, have fun with it, and then just incorporate a few of these targets while you're playing. And our parents have been doing really well. They ask questions whenever they want. They connect with me whenever they want. I'm kind of an open book here. There's no hours. There's no anything. Whenever you're available, I'm available. Just call in whenever.
So how often are the trainings per week, per family, let's say?
Some of my families only connect with me once every few weeks, and other ones connect with me every 3 days. So it really just depends how they feel about it and how confident they are. And I just help them whenever I can, essentially. So.
Right. Okay.
I know that with COVID-19, everything's basically closed and shut down. Will you initiate, or if somebody were to initiate contact with you in regards to, I want to start services, will you take that step in regards to doing the parent training / bandit drop off, or is it not an option at this point?
For someone new coming in, I would definitely have a conversation with them. Any parent training I can do just through like a Zoom meeting really quick, I would definitely give it an option. For kids that are high behaviors, I really can't help with any of that unless I see the child firsthand. That's something I really struggle with, is I really like to be hands-on with the children before I parent train. I find it's a lot easier for me. But if a parent came to me and said, you know what, I'm really struggling, can you try to do it? I would do anything possible through a Zoom meeting to help. That is definitely something I would do, and resources for sure.
So for your own children, are there any therapies that you're doing?
So my children love their speech therapist.
Okay.
So she's fortunately doing teletherapy also. They are only doing it every couple of weeks. My kids are still really young. They're almost 4 and just over 2. So teletherapy is really hard for them. They're not really getting it. Right. But we love to connect in with the therapist. Oh, she said this new word today. He learned how to say this verbal blend. So she still gets to track all of her notes. And we just have kind of the same check-in. And then the kids kind of play on the iPad to see if they can have a little bit of a conversation. But for the most part, they don't get it. Yeah.
From what I've been hearing on the news, we may be in a lockdown for a little while longer. Would you consider switching to the teletherapy mode, or do you just want the kids to continue to have fun and parents continue to maintain their sanity?
Yes. So I have considered it. I've talked to a lot of my parents on if they want to switch into a full teletherapy. I have had a few parents interested in a more structured program. I'm just working with our BCBA to make that curriculum up for us. So for the few kids that want to do it, for the parents that want to participate in that, I'm fully on board with it. The parents just don't feel that a structured program is going to work for their schedules, their hectic lives in this moment, which is totally fine. But yeah, we've come up with a few models on if we're going to become an essential service. I know a lot of people are trying to fight for that. If we can do one-on-ones in the future, face-to-face still, if the government will let us do that eventually. It just really depends on how this is going to go in these waves. But I think when we come back, it's going to be a lot more one-to-ones and a lot less groups. So I'm already preparing for that because I don't want to put anyone at risk.
So other than that, are there any final words that you would encourage other service providers and families with special needs children?
So I'm definitely on board with all of the silliest things you can do with your family during this time. Please make it a memory. Us as adults are going to remember it. Older kids are going to remember this. This is the craziest time in our lives that we're all stuck at home together. Do something memorable. I'm also offering a service for my families that if you do something memorable, I will drive by and take a porch picture of your family so you have that. My family does crazy things. We do surprise birthday parties and we throw different dance parties during the day. And tomorrow we have it planned that we're all dressing like the same family member. Random things. Survive this, make it fun, make it memorable. Your kids are going to learn, even if it's something to cook or something to color on. Right. It doesn't have to be strict school. It just has to be fun and memorable for your family to get through this. Don't stress out about it. Your kids will catch up. They will learn. We are going to all come out of this, so we do not have to stress as parents. Your kids can feel your stress. So just have fun with it. I know it's really hard. I have a list. I will actually put the list on my Facebook page. I have a list about 20 items that my family has done over this course. Of fun, exciting, kind of how could we change the house or dress up or do our hair to laugh and have a good time. So I will post that list and you guys can feel free to share that with everyone.
Sure.
So, because I just encourage everyone to not stress about this time.
Okay. So if anybody wants to know more about Tots with Thoughts, how do they get a hold of you?
So you can get a hold of me through email right now is your best bet because I do not have any office hours right now. So info@totswiththoughts.ca is the best way to get a hold of me. If you do need to call me, you can leave a voicemail and I will return your call within 24 hours depending on how my kid's schedule is.
Excellent.
Great.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Michelle, for your time today. Thank you for chatting with us. And during this time, we pray and hope that you just stay safe and we wish you the best luck.
Thank
You too. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching. Please continue practicing social distancing, hand washing, and limit all non-essential travel to help flatten the curve. Whatever platform you're watching on today, we ask that you like, subscribe, share, and take a moment and comment below and tell us about your experience.